Hi everyone, this is Yana, and I'm excited to be sharing two simple holiday cards using supplies from the December card kit from Simon Says Stamp. For my first project, I plan to use a bit of paper vellum to die cut a fun holiday ornament using a die from the Holiday Ornaments die set from Simon Says Stamp and the Sparkle and Shine sentiment inside the ornament using the Sparkle and Shine stamp set from my kit. So I've already die cut the little ornament shape on my Artisan Explorer machine from Spellbinders. I think this ornament has a perfect shape to have something stamped or heat embossed inside of it. Now before I do any embossing, I'm going to prep my ornament surface using an anti-static powder pouch to remove any static or grease and make sure the embossing powder sticks only to the places it's supposed to stick. I'm then going to place the Sparkle and Shine stamp onto a clear block and use the Mini Distress embossing ink pad, which by the way was designed just for this kit for Simon Says Stamp, and ink up my stamp and stamp this onto my vellum ornament. I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment with the liquid platinum embossing powder from Ranger. This powder is included in this month's kit. It has a beautiful warm color. So here is my heat embossed ornament. I love how it turned out. Very clean and shiny. Next, I'm going to create a card panel and a card base, and I've already pre-made this using cardstock for my kit. This is a standard A2 size, and the panel is just a 1/4 inch smaller than my card base. I'm going to heat emboss a border onto my gray panel using the tiny triangle border from the stamp set. I'm going to use the same liquid platinum embossing powder as I used for the ornament. Once again, I'm going to prep the surface with an anti-static powder pouch, ink my stamp with clear embossing ink, and stamp the border onto the bottom part of my panel. You can use this border to create a full background for your card if you like. Just simply repeat it a few times until you have the entire area covered. Now that my background is ready, I can go ahead and adhere my ornament. I want to create a bit of dimension for my card, so I'm going to use white foam squares and place these behind the large embossed areas. I did have to cut these into smaller strips to make sure they won't be visible. You can also use clear foam adhesive for this if you have any. The foam squares that I'm using are from Dovecraft. It's a UK brand. I chose those for this particular project because they are softer and easier to cut into smaller pieces. Next, I'm simply going to adhere the ornament onto my gray panel more towards the right side as I do not want this design to be centered. Now, to add some string to my ornament, I'm going to use the natural twine from May Arts and just poke a hole in my gray panel using the tool-in-one from Spellbinders and thread the twine through and bring it to the front of the panel and tie it into a medium-sized bow. Next, I'm going to grab a few gold and silver sequins from the kit and scatter them around the ornament, alternating the size and the color of my sequins. I'm going to use Multi-Matte Medium from Ranger to adhere these down. Then simply use a few foam squares and adhere the gray panel onto a white card base. So this finishes my first card for today. Time to show you my second project. For the second card, I started by die cutting the poinsettia die from Simon Says Stamp out of silver cardstock on my Artisan Explorer machine from Spellbinders. This die cuts all the pieces that you need to create a beautiful poinsettia flower for a card or a tag. All you need to do is to simply adhere them all together. I die cut petals and leaves out of silver cardstock, but you can use red for the flower and green for the leaves if you like. Here's the design that I plan to stamp and heat emboss into my second card. I'm going to mount all of these stamps at once onto my clear block to save myself some time and heat emboss them using the same liquid platinum embossing powder from Ranger. After my embossing is done, I'm going to adhere the poinsettia and add the leaves around the flower to give it a more finished look. And by the way, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp 120-pound white cardstock for this card. Now I also added a few silver and gold sequins from the kit around the poinsettia and the sentiment and did some faux stitching around the perimeter of my card to somehow frame my project. I also added some real stitching to the heat embossed banners. So here are the two of my cards together, both done using the December 2014 card kit from Simon Says Stamp. Thank you for watching. You can find the list of supplies to create these cards in the video description and also on my blog. If you're looking for more videos using products from Simon Says Stamp, be sure to check out the link you see on the screen. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the thumbs up button. Thanks, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I have new videos coming out every week. Thanks, and bye-bye!